Hey, it's me, Chocobo, and welcome to another Hardcore Ironman video. As of deciding to do this diary, I am only 11 levels away from maxing. Some of you may be wondering why I decided to do this before actually obtaining a max cape, and one of the main reasons was to just challenge myself to do all of the dangerous content at least once in the game before actually getting a max cape. The Wilderness Diaries are definitely one of the most dangerous things you could do on a Hardcore Ironman, the main reason for this being players are unpredictable. What I mean by that is you can just be at the wrong place at the wrong time and there happens to be a 50-man team sitting at Greater Demons, or maybe you just get really unlucky and attack Callisto as a couple of PKers log in. There aren't that many chances to run into PKers, you're mostly going to find them around all of the Wilderness bosses. However, most of the big teams will be at the Rev Caves nowadays. As I said before though, the Wilderness is unpredictable and sometimes you just get really unlucky. To counteract this randomness, I am going to go ahead and bring along some friends. However, to atone for the fact that I am an Ironman, I figured I'd do something that most Ironmen wouldn't do. Welcome to my new series, A Soul for a Soul. And to simply put it, do I plan on PKing on my Hardcore Ironman? And the answer to that is yes. Thanks to my player activity research during the Major Arena 2 Cape adventure, I already knew when the best time to attempt this would be. The world was a little bit more tricky. I wanted to originally go on a 2200 world, but I think on those worlds you're actually more likely to run into PKers now than just picking a random one. Keep in mind, since Old School has been released, there have been at least double the amount of worlds added. For the sake of this video, I wanted to go ahead and not include every single step that I completed, but I went ahead and included all of the ones I thought were most dangerous, except for the one with the mammoth, of course. The first major step I wanted to complete was to kill and bury a lava dragon bone on Lava Dragon Island. In my opinion, this is one of the most dangerous steps of the entire diary, simply because there's only one entrance without having the Wildy hard diary already done. If there was a big enough team of PKers that overpowered my entire team, I unfortunately would be forced to either try and get the logout timer after 10 seconds of being in combat, and or I would try and have to run through them towards either Greater Demons or towards the Spider Hill. And if none of these options worked, I definitely would be hearing this sound. I went ahead and actually killed a second lava dragon and kept the bones in case I ever did get that master clue scroll step. Now it was time to do the most dangerous step of the Wilderness Diary, kill Callisto, Vedion, and Venenatis, the three big Wilderness bosses. Fortunately, due to some poor coding of a JMod who no longer works at Jagex, all three of these bosses can be relatively easily safe spotted. If you don't safe spot Callisto, you're gonna essentially have a really bad time. Unfortunately, his max hit is a 60, which is pretty dang common, as well as he heals when he attacks you occasionally, as well as knocks you back, which is very obnoxious when you melee this boss. Callisto resides in 41 Wilderness, and all around him is multi-combat. Fortunately, with this luring method, you do lure him down to 38 Wilderness, and it is actually singles to the far east. This means if there was a big team to get on me, as long as I was able to lure the boss, I'd only have to worry about players in pretty much max mage as well as spec weapons. There are two really bad scenarios that can happen here. If I get frozen while luring the boss in multi and a team logs in, not only will I have the boss attacking me, I'll also have to deal with those players, which means I'll probably die. The second being if I got Zami Godsword spec'd in my singles area and then speared really far into multi, there's still a slim chance that I could die as well. One of the main items I wanted from the Chambers of Xeric early on was the Din's Bulwark, simply for this diary. If you don't know what the Din's Bulwark is, it's a two-handed shield which is just absolutely cooked in PvP. Honestly, I'm really surprised this hasn't been nerfed in the Wilderness. It was always really amusing when they announced all of the different Chambers of Xeric rewards, because I honestly thought that the Din's Bulwark would be one of the most valuable items, and to see it almost worth nothing is just crazy. I really hope that one day they implement more tank and support roles into the game. It really does seem right now that offense is your best defense. The faster you kill a boss, the less damage you'll take overall, and it'd be really cool to implement things like that. Obviously, I don't want them to change RuneScape as a game, but if they did have new raids and stuff, it'd be really cool if you actually needed somebody in like max defense gear, and maybe a guy on heal other with lunars or something. I decided to go ahead and just walk down from Callisto to Venenatis. This boss is purely in multi. You can get it towards the single strip near Green Dragons if you have a crossbow, but I had Verax and there was a safe spot in 31 Wild that unfortunately it's in multi, but you could melee it, so it wasn't too bad. Just like Callisto, Venenatis hits pretty damn hard, so it's really good that you can safe spot this boss. Otherwise, killing it would actually be relatively difficult. From Venenatis, I ran all the way to Vedion, and unfortunately I didn't have a salve ammy, so this kill was going to be a little bit longer, as well as I should have had a leaf-bladed axe like people mentioned in one of my last videos, but I was pretty lazy to bank, and since I was doing just the one kill, I didn't think it'd be too bad. Something that was really weird during this kill is Vedion and a dog actually did damage to one of my friends, and I still managed to get the kill, and I don't know why that is. I thought all of the bosses in terms of on Ironman don't drop anything if they do damage to somebody else, but I guess that's not the case. After looking it up online, I still don't know how I got the drop, but I guess we'll take it. While I was in the God Wars dungeon cave a second time to kill a spiritual warrior because I am unable to read, our friend Saul did get attacked by some PKers, so we decided to come over and pay them a visit, and as a hardcore Iron Man, I felt it was necessary to go ahead and type some friendly banter. Unfortunately, his teleblock was about to run out, so I didn't get a chance to attack this guy, but there is more to come, I promise you. Due to my inability to read, I had to come back into the God Wars dungeon and kill that spiritual warrior, and then I had 2 more tasks left in the Edgeville dungeon. I would say the only danger you really have to worry about in here would be running into someone like Torvesta, who you never know where he's gonna be. And there are all 4 sections of the Wilderness Diary completed on my hardcore Iron Man. As I said before, to atone for the fact that I did have friends with me when doing this, it's time to go Pking. Before I forget to ask, I would really appreciate it if you could like the video and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. My watch time from subscribers is only 8.6%, so that means 91.4% of you are not yet subscribed, and I would really appreciate that. Also, the channel gained over 3.2k subscribers last month, and now we are at over 5,000, so just a huge thank you to all of you. This was the first kill I got in my name. As I said before, I really wanted to just make this a pilot series, and I don't want to go ahead and use up all of my clips just yet, but if you'd like, I can include a bunch of clips in my next video of me not necessarily getting the loot. The truth is it's a lot about RNG and multi. Sometimes you just hit really well, sometimes you don't. You don't always get every single kill. I'm really looking forward to the new Wilderness Slayer keys coming to the game, because that will mean there are more places to actually find players in the wilderness, and I would like to do some hybriding on this account. That's gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. I expect to have another progress video out the second I hit 2276 total. At the rate I'm training right now, it should be around a week. Thank you again, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.